IBM. Ooh. IBM. I've got no idea what it stands for. What does it stand for?
It stands for International Business Machines.
That sounds like fun, doesn't it? What was it? I tell you what, though, I know what it was called when the firm just first started. Do you know what it was called?
I do.
The Tabulating Machine Company. And what year are we talking about there?
1890-something, I think.
1896 it was.
Was it?
It's an old firm, isn't it?
It is a bit.
And you've been there, man and boy.
Well, neither of those. One of their first machines, Hanson, was a bacon slicer.
I beg your pardon?
A bacon slicer. You can see examples of the bacon and cheese slicers that IBM created when it first came into business in one of the Nordic IBM receptions in a glass case.
My adopted son got the sack for putting his John Thomas in the bacon slicer. She wasn't too happy about it either. The old ones are the best, aren't they, hey, Johnson? So, 1896, unless you've seen The Wild Wild West with Will Smith, there weren't many computers around then, so what was going on?
Well, again, you know, it was the tabulation machines that they started with. So, for example, the US Census of, I think, in the 1930s was done with IBM tabulation machines.
Blimey, you're good. 26 million people were surveyed with that machine.
Indeed.
That was the biggest accounting operation of all time back then.
It was, and it was completed sooner than they thought it would be.
In the 1950s, you guys made the first 56 computers. They were called Sage computers. Mm-hmm. Now, you had a pretty sizable workforce back then, but how many people, how much percentage of the workforce do you think were dedicated to making those 56 computers?
Oh, now you're getting obscure.
7,000 people to make 56 computers. 20% of the workforce then.
Goodness.
And each computer was £30 million.
Wow.
We've come a long way since then, haven't we?
We certainly have.
What are you guys doing now? Because I suppose some people do just think of product. Are you really product anymore?
Oh, yes, we certainly do product. We certainly do a great deal of service and software, but it's services where we're concentrating our time at the moment. So our services organisation is responsible for, over 60% of our business now.
That's a big old turnaround. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. 70% of America's computers were IBM.
Yes,
70%, that's huge.
And I think you'll find that even now, 70% of Fortune 500's top companies run IBM computers.
Grads and students will think somebody like yourself is more attractive because big means a little bit more safety. Do you think that's true?
I don't think that size matters in this particular...
Goodness!
Yes, good news for you, Hanson. But I do think stability, history and diversity is what's going to count, and I think IBM's got that.
So, when you work for IBM, you've got to be pretty committed.
Very, very flexible, and yes. But I think that is true of any career today.
You've got to work hard, haven't you? People think they get it on a platter, these young'uns. They get it on a platter!
No, that's not strictly true. You do really have to put in the work. Yes, I would agree with that.
So let's roll our sleeves up and get in touch with IBM if you fancy it. But for now, I thank you, my darling Vanessa. It's very nice to see you again.
Lovely to see you too.
I'll see you in court.
Okay.